Hey guys, what's up? lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss very briefly the Broadway musical Hello, Dolly. Saw it on Mother's Day with my family in celebration of Mother's Day. My mom wanted to see the revival starring Bernadette Peters. It's on Broadway. I honestly didn't know much about the show. I didn't know anything about the show. I still don't know when it came out. I have no idea when it was popular, but what I do know is what I learned today, actually. Oh, I don't have my little sheet with me. I'll verbally give it a rating. Almost everyone in that theater was middle-aged and white. Almost every single person, middle-aged and white. 90%. I'm going to say 93% middle-aged and white. It was weird having no diversity in the audience. You were either between the age of 50 to 70 and you were white, or you scattered in between. It was I don't know, kind of weirded me out that was the only group of people actually watching it. The show itself, I still don't really understand the plot. It was like, Dolly is like a matchmaker, but like she's out in everyone's business. This is 1885 New York, like the year 1885, and like she then eventually, you know, tricks a guy into marrying her. Like, is that the plot? Really? But on a different note, the actors did a fantastic job. Costuming was awesome, very time-oriented, 1885 New York. Most of the actors were actually British, and they did a great job with a New York accent. An 1885 New York accent. I don't think there's recordings of an 1885 New York accent. There might be. Who knows? They did a great American accent. We'll give them that. Bernadette Peters is Bernadette Peters. You know, I know her from Into the Woods. There's a 1980s, the original Into the Woods, 1980s version. I actually have the DVD. I've watched it a billion times since I was a kid because it's awesome. I did a version of Into the Woods many years ago. I was Rapunzel's prince. I was so excited. Then Disney did a remake. Disney did their own version 2014, I think? 2015 of Into the Woods, and it worked out pretty well. We'll talk about that at some point. I had little minor issues, but it's still an amazing musical. Grimm's Brothers Fairy Tales. Anyway, so that's where I know Bernadette Peters from. She's a great actress. She did so much improv with this particular role as Dolly, and you could tell like, you know, when she's playing around with food, and like when she actually dropped something, or like when her hat gets stuck in someone's face, and like it was fun. It was banter. It was witty. It was whimsical. It was pretty entertaining. I had a good laugh. The funny thing about the musical, though, is that I'm obsessed with WALL-E, right? Disney's WALL-E, Disney Pixar WALL-E came out in 2008. Next month will be the literal 10-year anniversary of when that film came out. Oh, such a scary thought, how time flies so quick. But that's life. This is what happens. You have many different lives in between the time frames. You question things, and you find yourself, and you're good times. Anyway, 2 songs from Hello, Dolly are actually in WALL-E. Put On Your Sunday Clothes and Just a Moment. I think that's the name of the songs. It's funny because I'm laughing my ass off sitting next to my brother while watching this, because all I can think about are the 2 robots dancing and, you know, flirting and holding hands at the end. Eve and Wally. I actually have an Eve and Wally robotic toys from 2008 right over there. They talk to each other, they sing and dance, they do their thing. They're 10 years old. It's great. Love those toys. Yeah, Hello, Dolly. It was not my favorite plot point. I personally think the story's a little weak, but again, I don't know when the story came out. I don't know when it was actually relevant. I know that this is a revival. The revival won Tonys last year, and rightfully so, because the cast did an amazing job. Amazing job. I don't want to repeat myself again, but I'm going to verbally, because I don't have my sheet, say la vie. Let's see. We're going to give Hello, Dolly a solid 8 out of 10 bolts. Solid 8 out of 10 bolts. Not my favorite musical. I actually can't stand old musicals. They just drive me nuts. Most of them. We'll talk about that at a later time. Talking about musicals is kind of new here. We've done movies and Friends and stuff, mainly. The only other musical I've reviewed is really SpongeBob, but all the awards to SpongeBob. I can't wait to see Mean Girls. We got to talk about Legally Blonde at one point. We got to talk about Wedding Singer, my all-time favorite musical. All-time favorite. It is awesome. So yeah, solid 8. Did I say 8? 8 out of 10 bolts for Hello, Dolly. Give it a watch. It's won a bunch of Tonys. The cast is amazing. You're gonna laugh. you're gonna laugh. But like I said, the entire audience is middle-aged, between 50 and 70, and, well, that's getting on the older scale, and white. If you just want to be surrounded by white people, you will fit right in. I promise you that. As weird and as awful it is to say about the lack of diversity in that audience, it's just what it was. C'est la vie, right? Mucho mahalo, guys.